What's up, guys? My name is Summoning Wade, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Tales of Xillia. Last time, we made it to Eladi Sea Haven, and out of Fenmont. And this time, we accepted a quest from a client over there, and this time we're gonna complete it. But first, we got a skit to view.
This was surging with mana when they activated their so-called Lance of Kresnik. So this must be the key they used to arm it. Do you want something?
Whoa, hold your fire. I come in peace. Can't a mercenary have a friendly chat with his clients?
That much is fine. But when you want to chat, you needn't hold your breath and sneak up behind me.
Sheesh. You make me sound so unsavory. Do you berate poor Jude like this too?
I don't intend to berate anyone. That was never my intention.
Do try to be gentle with him. Boys can be so vulnerable.
That's a surprisingly tender sentiment.
That's what it says on my business card. The mercenary with a heart of gold.
Those are good words to live by. Although, with a motto like that, I can't imagine you'd live very long.
Not the type to sugarcoat things, are you?
Alright, I spotted the shiny over there, so I'm gonna go grab it. It's generally a good idea to grab these shinies whenever you can. 100 gold, not bad.
Let's see.
What are you up to?
Just trying to organize all of my notes for my thesis.
Those in the books at a time like this? You sure are studious.
Yeah, probably a waste of time. I'm sure I've already been expelled being an X-marked criminal and all.
Ah, cheer up, kid. If I get a chance, I'll testify to the military and the school on your behalf. Shouldn't be hard to make the case that you're just a poor kid who got sucked into this.
Thanks. But aren't you a wanted criminal too?
Ah, that. I guess I did flee along with you.
So if we get captured, I'll testify for you. I'll tell them that you're nowhere near as shady as you look.
I'll take it as a compliment.
Alright, so that's that. And with that, I think we're gonna head out.
My Lilium orb is shining.
Mine too.
Wait, you two have orbs too? Great! We should try linked combat.
What's that?
Lilium orbs are handy things. They let you sense your companion's intent. That's a huge advantage in battle. You can coordinate your thoughts to pull off combination attacks. We call this linking.
Sounds great. But how do we do it?
Try it and see for yourself. Focus your consciousness into the Lilium orb.
Alright, so we're gonna go over to the tutorial here.
Try linking up.
So you can link using the D-pad. We're gonna link to Mila here. That's why the characters on the bottom are arranged in a cross shape as opposed to the traditional just 4 portraits along the bottom in most Tales games. And to break the link, you just press the button again.
Okay, it's time to flank them.
You'll flank the enemy if you approach it. That'll allow them to get a greater chance of a critical hit, which will raise their AC. I've already explained the benefits of critical hits.
Hey, watch your back.
And Mila will protect your back. Mila can also bind your enemy during pincer attacks. She's more likely to bind against speed type enemies, and she will always bind when an enemy is stunned.
I think you're ready to learn some linked arts.
So that was a link dart. When you fill up the gauge on the left, and when you fill up a section of the gauge on the left, and use specific arts in combination with specific characters, you'll be able to use a link dart, which are just more powerful arts that I don't believe cost any TP. And you activate them by pressing R2. And only once you use a link dart can you proceed to the next segment. We go ahead and link to Alvin here. Oh, and the other thing is, if you hold L1 and press the button, you can change which character you're linked to. So I'm going to play as Alvin for a little bit. And there we go.
Born from cooperation and friendship. Not bad, right?
Yes, I quite like it.
I feel much better knowing I'm not fighting alone.
Right there with you, buddy.
So Alvin's ability is called Charge. If you hold the circle button after using an art, he'll enter the charge state, and while he's charged, he uses more powerful versions of his arts. So I'm going to go ahead and switch Alvin into the lead, and then I'll demonstrate this in the next battle, which should be immediately as we end up running into this enemy.
Here we go again.
So I'm going to go ahead and use Demon Fang. And as you can see now, I'm charged. And now I use Demon Fang again, it becomes Fierce Demon Fang. And I can use Link Dart, and it will become Demonic Chaos if you use Demon Fang with Jude. If you link with Mila, well, we didn't get a chance to show it there.
Naturally. Or I'll have you fired.
Whoa, hey now.
We didn't get a chance to show it there, but he has ours with Mila as well. While linked partners work together to surround their foes and guard each other's backs. So having a partner makes it a lot easier to land critical hits and provides protection against enemy crits as well. So it's very important to have at least 2 members in your party. Not that you have a decision most of the time. So Alvin leveled up. So I'm going to go ahead and go into his Lilium Orb. You can press select to auto level. I don't like the auto level function. I prefer doing it manually. I'm going to go ahead and learn this art, Guardian Field, which is honestly one of my favorite arts in the game. It's super useful. It's a great defensive art. And then we're going to increase his intelligence so he can learn level restore and momentary gain on his next level. And then we've got another skit.
You seem to know your way around a fight.
Yeah, I studied self-defense when I was a kid.
They say that even the best trained soldiers may panic in the face of actual combat. Yet you seem completely together.
Well, I had a friend I trained with who used to shout "sparring time" and attack me out of the blue. So it's probably thanks to her.
I see.
I'd always wind up on the ground covered in bruises.
I'm sorry to dredge up such painful memories.
What? No, it's not like that.
Don't all bullied children say that?
Bullied? That's not what... Wait. Was it?
Alright, so we're going to head over this way, and I'm just going to... Actually... Yeah, no, we are going to go this way, never mind. I just got to say, Alvin is my favorite character to use in this game. I think the best way to explain it is that this game
Don't get killed.
has kind of a weird feel to it. The best way I can describe it is that it feels noodly, which I understand is kind of a oops. Forgot to set Alvin's art. So you can press triangle triangle to bring up the menu. You can set arts. So I'm going to set these Guardian Fielders down. You see this handshake icon here? That means that with the character I'm currently linked with, I have a linked art. And also you can press select to change from semi-auto to manual and to auto. I prefer to have it in full manual mode. Semi-auto has certain advantages like sometimes guarding and not jumping unless you're holding the guard button, as well as approaching an enemy whenever you want to attack. But I just generally find it better to use full manual mode. You can also escape from here, you can use items, you can change your equipment, or you can change your strategy. So, yeah, this game, combat feels noodly. If using Alvin as a partner, he will guard break the foe, and you can, a foe who's been guard breaking will enter a stun state, and he can makes it for a great link partner when you're battling defensive enemies who guard against your attacks a lot. So yeah, this game is kind of noodly in that when you're using most characters, Jude especially, Jude is probably the worst offender of this, it kind of feels like you're flailing around a wet noodle. Your attacks don't have a whole lot of weight to them. And there's, I don't know, it's just like, I get that noodly is kind of a weird way to describe it. There's Guardian Field, by the way. But that's really the best way I have to describe it. Alvin doesn't have that problem. Alvin feels snappy and responsive, and it's great. And he's also got, you know, some pretty cool arts to boot, and, you know, being one of the characters in a Tales, being one of the few Tales games where the main character does not use a sword, it's nice to have a character who does use a sword that I can be a little more comfortable with, because normally I do like to play as the main character in Tales games. Actually, now that I think about it, in all of the Tales games I've played so far, except for Symphonia, my favorite character to play as has been not the main character. Ooh, Saffron. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use that right away. Saffron will boost your agility. I'm going to use that on Jude because he's already got the best agility. And it's better to increase your strength rather than bolster your weaknesses so that you end up with specialist characters. Oops. So you end up with specialist characters rather than characters who don't. There's Hellfire. That's what happens when you combine Mila's Fireball with Alvin's Tiger Blade. So yeah, it's better to have specialist characters that do one thing very well than it is to have, or you know, one or a couple things very well than it is to have characters you can do everything all right. And that's just a general rule that applies to most RPGs. It doesn't apply that much in the Tales series because really skill is more important than a couple stats here and a couple points and stats here and there. Because it is, you know, action-based RPG. So grinding usually isn't an issue in this game. It is sometimes in this series, but it's usually not that bad. Wildgrass seeds. So here we're seeing the benefits of exploring. If you can explore, you can get great items like that saffron, which will boost your stats. Just like so, poke around for everywhere you can get. And here we are. Got the new enemies.
There. Those must be the monsters we're supposed to get rid of.
Indeed. They certainly don't look like the normal fauna for this area.
All right, let's get the job done.
Alright, and here we go. There's another tutorial in this battle, so let's go ahead and view it. So if you fight while linked and completely fill the linked arts gauge, you'll use a link and then use a linked art, you can go into overlimit. So if I use Tiger Blade, you'll enter overlimit, and while you're in overlimit, your AC will not drop and enemy attacks will not stagger you, and you can use as many linked arts as you want to. So if I use Demon Fang and then switch to Mila and use Tiger Blade, or the reverse. Damn, couldn't pull it off. Well, it's more useful to be able to use as many linked arts as you want once you get multiple linked arts per character combination.
Yeah. Ouch, the cold shoulder.
So if you use normal attacks after an art, your link partner will, or rather, if you use an art after a normal attack, your link partner will help pay the cost, and if you do a normal attack after an art, your link partner will share in the recovery, which I don't think I've been over this, but if you attack an enemy with a normal attack, you do recover some TP. So yeah, it's better to alternate between normal attacks and arts in this game rather than just do the standard Tales pattern of 3 normal attacks followed by an art. Although, honestly, that's a hard habit for me to break. So if you see me not doing that, that's why.
You okay?
I can't complain. No better training than an actual battle.
You got that right. Let's head back to Alati Sea Haven and make a report.
Alright, so we got a treasure chest here. Got some boots in it. I'm going to go ahead and equip those on, I think, Mila, because Alvin is a little higher level than everyone else. What are the levels exactly? Yeah, he's level 5 and everyone else is level 3. So he doesn't really need a stats boost. And with that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and see you guys back at Alati Sea Haven. So I'll see you guys in a sec.
Excellent.
So while we're on the way back, both Jude and Mila leveled up. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at their Xillia orbs. Mila, I'm gonna go ahead and get her a rock trine and boost her psyche so that she gets magic guard. And for Jude, I'm gonna go ahead and make him learn Soaring Vortex. Because as much as I said that it's not the best art, it is still an art and it's useful to have as many as you can. And why don't we get him his magic guard as well, because we've got an extra GP left over. Alright. Oh, what's over here? Okay, we got a treasure chest. I should take my own advice and explore more. 600 gold, not bad, not bad. You know something? I'm actually going to go ahead and poke around this area up here, see if I missed anything else by not exploring and not taking my own advice. Beautiful feathers. Here's a treasure chest. Life bottle. That's useful to have. And here we can see that the road is blocked, so we can't go any further this way. So there's only one way to go, and that's back to Alati Sea Haven. We're right there, so I think I'm just gonna walk you guys there myself. Another thing I don't think I went over with Alvin is that he uses a sword and a gun. So he uses his gun if you hold down and attack. So if you hold down and attack, he'll swing his sword a couple times and then shoot his gun, which is useful for attacking enemies at range. Like, if I'm back here, I can hit the enemy from all the way over there. It does not do quite as much. Well, actually does about as much damage as his sword.
Ouch, the cold shoulder.
Alright. So we're going to go on ahead into Alati Sea Haven. And the woman who gave us the request is over here, so we're going to go talk to her.
Those monsters won't be tinkling in your water supply anymore.
Wonderful. Thank you for your help.
And that's how it's done. More where that came from, too. Lots of people with problems out there. And gall to make them go away.
You're a real pro at this, Alvin. Hey! No fever. How are you feeling?
I don't seem to have any strength.
Have you been eating properly?
I've never eaten.
Ever?
Through Sylph, I drew life from the air. With Undine's power, I received sustenance from the water.
What's she talking about?
I guess the spirits gave her all the energy she needed. Well, now you're gonna have to nourish yourself the old-fashioned way.
I see. So this is what you call hunger. Fascinating.
So, should we rest at the inn? Now that you mention it, I could use some grub myself.
Auto item has been unlocked, so characters using auto will use items during battle to provide support based on conditions, and you can set those from the strategy menu. This can be hugely advantageous, and some of them have already been preset, so we can just try them out to get a feel for the system. Alright, so this time we completed our first quest, and found out that Mila has never ever eaten, and she's probably very hungry. And next time we're going to go to the inn and get her some food. So I'll see you guys then.